It's kind of the classic thought, like, oh, that happened to them, that's not gonna happen to us, until boom. It's on your doorstep, and you're getting evacuated, and you're saying goodbye to your house, and it's crazy.
2021, Caldor Fire is serious threat right now. Just gonna do a quick little video log on our house and belongings.
My family, my friends, my wife, my dog, as long as we're all out safe, that's all that really matters in the end. It's inevitable. Yeah, you're choosing to live where wildfires are going to happen. But yeah, I think it's a risk we all know, and this is one of the most beautiful places in the world to live, and I'm so grateful and fortunate to be here. So I can't think of a much better playground or a much better place to live, and that's what keeps me here. It actually came ripping through right here. You can see these burned trees. This is where it gapped the canyon and jumped Christmas Valley and actually, made it into the Tahoe Basin area. Because it used to be, the cabin was right above the top. You'd be standing here and you could see the top of the cabin. You'd ski off like a 45-degree pitch and you'd hit like a step-down pillow off the deck into the face. And she gone now. It's crazy to be standing here looking at these lines, and without the cabin entrance, it looks so different. I was down in Mammoth mountain biking, and I got the call from Casey that she'd been evacuated from the house. And I instantly kind of felt panicked and helpless, just knowing that I might never see my house, my belongings, or our town in the same way ever again. It was a pretty unreal feeling, actually. So when we were finally allowed to return home, I was obviously super grateful to the fire crews, the police, and everyone involved that saved our town. And it honestly felt like a miracle to me that they could even keep the town alive with everything burning around. And, as we settled back in and I was in my front yard looking at all the mountains still burning and smoldering, thinking to myself, I can't wait to get up there and check that place out and see what the mountains are like, see how the mountains have changed. It was gonna create a new way for me to experience these mountains that I've spent a good majority of my life in. I think when you spend a lot of time in one place, it's easy to take it for granted. But there's one thing I try not to lose sight of, is the importance of this community and the friendships I've created here. These mountains have given me so much. The adventures and experiences I've shared with people have created lifelong friendships here, which really mean the world to me. I think dealing with adverse times collectively as a community created a stronger bond and love amongst all of us. It's one thing to talk about it, but I don't think you can really convey the experience of the contrast between the dark and the light, and kind of the feeling of being amongst just all these tall black pillars with just the canvas of white in front of you. It's something that's super unique, and it's something that's truly one of a kind. When the fire first started and everything was burning, I didn't realize it was going to be something that I would look forward to so much. I honestly had no idea how much it was going to change my life.
I haven't really been skiing in the burn at all this year. It's, I gotta say, it all just feels so different. And when the fire first happened, you don't know what to expect. And, your home could be burning, your playground's burning. And this burn zone really became a source of energy, revitalization, and excitement for me. It became something I was so excited about and obsessed with. And now it just feels a little more stark, I guess. It feels different. I just have so many thoughts in my mind and things I want to say, and it's hard to lump it into cohesive sentences. And my buddy Josh and I did CPR on Sam for over an hour. And Sam died in my hands that day. To feel so helpless, feel so useless no matter what you do, and that's hard, man. I think after the accident, I didn't even really want to look at the burn, deal with the burn. I think a lot of it has to do with acceptance. And accepting Sam's passing, accepting the tragedy, and accepting something that feels so unreal and so unbelievable. And it's just hard to wrap my head around it.
I think people are always going to question my decision making and wonder, how could you still recreate in these places after Sam's accident? And I guess for me, the burn is still a magical place. I don't expect people to understand, but the burn is where I can reflect. I'll always have those questions and wonder, how did that tree fall right at that moment? Why didn't it just fall 2 feet over the other way? How did it miss me and hit Sam? Why Sam? Why not me? These questions are always gonna eat at me, and I think for me, walking in the burn and being in these peaceful places is kind of what helps me work through that. I find this active ski touring to be very therapeutic for me.
I literally can't go out my front door without seeing the burn scars and evidence of the burn. And as time goes on and I process, now when I look at these burn scars, I see it as a reminder to be grateful, to be thankful for every day. Because every day on this earth is a gift.
I think whenever I'm in the mountains and I can take an opportunity to slow down and truly appreciate where I'm at, I can't help but think of Sam. It's a place where we both found joy, where we both shared inspiration, and a place where I truly feel like I can reconnect with him. One of the most beautiful and unique things about this sport is finding solitude, Just being one with nature, being amongst the mountains and the trees, snow, it's where I can really find my peace. Because it's a true thing, like standing around all those black pillars, you're like, holy shit, it must have been, there's no other word but intense. When you take a minute to look at the devastation of the burn, you can't help but feel that intensity. But it's so quiet now. It's not just the contrast of the black and the white. The snow feels different. The wind sounds different. It's kind of like the burn has its own soul now. I'm so fortunate to have my wife, Casey. We have an amazing relationship, and she has been so supportive in my ski career. We spend a lot of time skiing together, and we were fortunate to spend a lot of time skiing, biking, camping, and laughing with Sam, and so many good memories, and these are the moments I'll cherish forever. You know, when Casey and I talk about our time with Sam, I see Sam in his true element. You know, being a goofball, making us all laugh, ripping trails together, working hard to rebuild what the fire had destroyed. You know, we were talking about our future goals, but I think more than anything, I'll always remember him making me laugh and the good times we shared together. That dude was a funny motherfucker, man. You know, when I first started this project, I saw an opportunity to rediscover my backyard. And the forest had changed so drastically that I was intrigued and excited. I was basically obsessed. But now I see the burn in a new light. And I find it has new meaning for what the burn represents to me. And I'll never forget the lessons that Sam taught me. Don't take life too seriously. Make time for friends and family. Be present and embrace the moment. Be kind. Be grateful. Sam, we miss you, buddy.
Make that soldier board.
Wow! That's winter. Sam, what are we having for dinner? Hot dogs.